Movie and Music Network, offering underground, pop, and esoteric cinema. Discover more at movieandmusicnetwork.com. Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private are recruited by an elite undercover interspecies task force.
The North Wind is an elite undercover interspecies. Task force. Dedicated to help.
The reason? Criminal mastermind Dr. Octavius Brine wants to take over the world.
Greetings, North Wind. I see you've met my old zoo mates.
So the Penguins set out on a secret mission to stop him in Penguins of Madagascar.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm here with Zorianna, and we're going to talk about Penguins of Madagascar. We have both just seen it. What did you think about this wonderful film?
Oh my gosh, it truly is wonderful. I've been a big fan of the Madagascar franchise, and my favorite characters have always been the penguins. It's like they were always in their own little movie, and I wished that someday they'd get their own spinoff. Now they did get their own TV series.
Your wish was granted.
It was granted. It was awesome. You know, the thing about this film, or at least the Penguins, even when you look at the Madagascar films, is that they're such characters, and it's all in the writing here. It's the little double entendres, it's the little throwaway lines, it's the lines that go over the kids' heads that the parents laugh at.
Dave!
Where's the sound?
Dave, your microphone, it's not on.
Click on the button with the picture of the microphone.
Every time a villain calls in, this happens.
Hello?
Well, now we can hear you, but
annoying.
we cannot see.
How about now?
Yes. Oh, yes, we've got you. That's fantastic.
Now, where was I?
Dave.
It's like the most basic amount of plot writing that is absolutely necessary to tell a children's story. I agree with you that the real substance of the writing has to do with the jokes, and that's good. I mean, I think we both agree on that. But, the characters are very simple. There's not, they explain, why the villain wants to do what he wants to do, but it just kind of floats along. I
don't think it floats along. I
don't know. It's incredibly basic. My brain was barely functioning while watching this movie, which it's not a bad thing. There's no real character development going on except for maybe Private, the one little cute penguin.
It's plot development. This is like an animated James Bond type of film. They travel the world and get themselves into all sorts of trouble. It's Groucho Marx, it's Abbott and Costello, it's all that sort of put together. I don't know if I would call that lazy. I think it's incredibly creative.
Well, yes, they borrow a lot of things. They, do what postmodern films do, and they take from all these little sources from comedians, from comedy genres, and specific comedies themselves. I guess that's creative. I'm just saying, the story is very, very simple. And if you were to compare it to a Pixar movie, of course, it would not be on the same level of intricacy of character development and the way that the story unfolds. I'm saying that this is a fun movie, and I'm going to tell people to go see it. But I think that, it's getting away with sort of coasting because it knows that it just needs to tell funny jokes, it needs to entertain children, and that's what it does.
Tiny and helpless, the baby penguins are frozen with fear. They know if they fall from this cliff, they will surely die. Gunther, give them a shove.
We see these penguins as these little babies, and they're doing the quote-unquote penguin, like March of the Penguins that we've all seen in the documentary, and then it makes fun of everything by having a documentary crew there shooting it, and Werner Herzog provides the voice, and he, of course, has done documentaries on Antarctica. So there's just a lot of inside jokes and inside humor that I just thought was very, very clever.
They wrote what they needed to write in order to make it watchable and funny for its audience, and it's going to make money, and I'm going to recommend that people go and check it out. Just, they could have tried a little harder. From a visual perspective, it looks good. We saw it in 3D. It was, a visually enjoyable film. I don't think there's anything super standout about the animation. It's solid. It looks, clear and crisp.
I think parents know exactly what they're going to be in for when they go see this movie because their kids have already either seen the movies on DVD or in theaters, depending on their age group. They've probably seen the TV shows. These are familiar faces. In a familiar style. And so what you see is what you get. I just wasn't prepared at how much of it was catered to us, to the grown-ups, which is why I loved this movie a little bit more than the other Madagascar films, because there was something a little bit more for me to actually laugh at.
While not a perfect animated film, Penguins of Madagascar does manage to waddle its way into the hearts of its audiences, so I say see it.
A totally enjoyable film, not just for the kids, but for the grown-ups too. See it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To penguins.
Okay then. It's clear what we need to do next.